MGK just dropped his 7th studio album titled Lost Americana last Friday, and I'm gonna take you through the album's rollout and the album's track list, breaking down every song and giving you guys my review. It is a new era here on the channel. I'd appreciate your guys' support if you guys would subscribe to both of my channels. Thank you for over 1K on the album reaction to Lost Americana. Make sure to join the Frosty flock on Discord, follow me over on Twitch, and let's jump into this rollout. Seriously, one of the best this year for any album, any genre, and most importantly, it was all about the fans. Literally, they are crazy, as we saw fans across the globe raid the news stations to promote the album. But this year, once again in downtown Cleveland, MGK Day was hosted on August 8th through the 10th last weekend. The festival was back and better with the packed schedule, which consisted of concerts, parties, celebrities like Shaquille O'Neal pulling up, and even Drewski, as they had like a little celebrity basketball game type of thing. I really like how the city of Cleveland actually gifted MGK a giant guitar with his face on it to honor him. They're gonna put this in the Cleveland airport. It looked like he absolutely loved it. And then on Sunday, probably the most badass thing is 2,000 riders went out on their bikes and had a giant Harley Davidson ride around the town. Right before and around this album's release, MGK did another really cool thing where he performed in Toronto, in New York City, tight packed venues of just a couple hundred fans, I think for free, where he performed the new songs on the album. He was playing deep cuts and all the stuff that the fans wanted and stuff that they probably wouldn't see at any other concert. And he just announced a couple more days where he's gonna be doing small shows across the Midwest this week to perform his new album. I think it's so cool that he does that. Again, all for the fans. If you look at his very fancy website, if you want vinyls, if you want merch, it's all there for you. I really like when artists do vinyl variants where you can get different ones and different covers at different stores such as Amazon, Target, and I think Hot Topic was another one. But MGK like actually signs these. I don't know if all artists do, but he actually does. Also, leading up to the album, I watched the live stream that MGK hosted to announce the album's track list and prank call fans as well. Now, because leakers got their hands on the track list early, it did spoil the review to MGK's official track list on the live stream, but it was funny that he still did it anyway and that the track list ended up being the exact same as the leaks. 13 tracks in total. Will start on the first track being Outlaw Overture. Buckle in, I'm going to be giving you guys a breakdown of each track and my review. And on the first song, MGK feels completely alive and free and reborn. He's done a ton of press and interviews. One of my favorites that I watched the last couple days to make this video was him on Jimmy Fallon last week to premiere this song early and recreate the album cover. Take Me Somewhere Cheap Where the Living Ain't Easy is the type of fresh air feel the second half of this track gives you when it switches up after all the loud keyboards and electric guitars that surround this track, and I love it. This intro is easily one of the best tracks off this album. Top 5, top 3, I'd even say. I was very wrong about track 2, Cliche, when I first reacted to it, which is something that has grown on me the most out of probably any song on here, as it truthfully wasn't really a single I was going back to a ton, but god damn, listening to it with the album, it is well done and it is catchy. Even MGK himself has said this song is an undeniable pop hit, even though it did just drop in May. It did end up charting 62 on the Billboard charts where it lived for a few weeks. And the entire song and its entire thing is that it was cliche. He literally spelled it out for us.
I spelled it out for you, dudes. C-L-I-C-H-E with the thing. Okay, let's catch this up.
I also did realize this song also kind of has a different purpose, as we have seen so many videos of kids enjoying this song in school, recreating the music video. Even his daughter introduced him at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards this year to perform this song and get slimed, of course.
Give it up for my dad, MGK!
Track 3, Don't Wait, Run Fast, is an absolute smash mouth rock song that we needed. It's perfect for the ESPN college football anthem this year. It's going to be the theme song for the sport, my favorite sport. I cannot wait. It's a great pick. I think it's a little bit better than the Jelly Roll song they picked last year. And then the whole run fast while you have the chance is perfect with football players running on the field and everything. Talking about more MGK sports moments, when he was on the Pat McAfee show and he messed up and said, I scored 1 football or whatever, that moment was funny, bro.
I was a tight end.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
We had Antonio Gates up here. You could have been him.
Yeah, I scored 1 football. I mean, one. I scored one.
Yeah,
That's
let's
crazy.
not do that
That's
shit.
crazy.
Don't do that shit.
Hold up.
Yeah, okay.
Hold up, dude.
Yeah,
Hold up.
On track 4, Goddamn, MGK says, wasted years, but I kept my soul, always knew my home was rock and roll. Days are short, before I go, I want my casket laced with Guns N' Roses. Maybe this is the homage in the music that covers different eras that makes legends like Bob Dylan look to appreciate guys like MGK, which if you don't know the lore, Bob Dylan posted MGK rapping on Instagram. They later were able to connect as MGK saw him perform. They had their moment and Bob Dylan ends up narrating the album trailer for Lost Americana. Like, what?
Lost Americana is a personal excavation of the American dream, a journey to find what's been lost. This album is a love letter to those who seek to rediscover it, the dreamers, the drifters, the defiant.
This was certainly a lot better than the Joke album trailer that he attempted to do.
Fucking harmonicas, dude. I mean, fucking birds. Bald eagles, bald eagles.
I am certainly grateful myself that I got to see the 84-year-old Bob Dylan just barely perform. It's so funny that he doesn't even promote his own movie that Timothée Chalamet was in, but he doesn't care to be eventually on the narration of MGK's album trailer, helping his journey out. And that just perfectly explains Bob Dylan, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, I love that guy. On the track Goddamn, the acoustics sounded really, really nice to my ears. And the Goddamn, I feel like was repeated, I guess, tactically just enough for me to really enjoy this as a nice album cut. And I'm glad that his overall singing did get better and sounded nicer to me after a couple listens. Bring it back, Travis Barker on the 5th song, Vampire Diaries. The single was so huge for me on this album, just like Travis Barker was so huge and monumental for those back-to-back #1 albums, Mainstream Sellout and Tickets to My Downfall. We had a music video for this one. Most of MGK's videos, especially for this rollout, are all directed by Sam Cahill. He always does a good job. And I feel like with MGK's heavy female audience, they just eat up the choreography in the videos. They had a whole breakdown with that, you know, with the red gloves. And I really didn't expect him to pull that off back-to-back videos because when I think choreography, I think of like Tate McRae. But I just love how on the verses in the pre-chorus, he just stays so on topic and so related to vampires. Maybe even more than Cardi did ever on Whole Lotta Red throughout the album lyrically. This is just a jam. The entire bridge is just so beautiful. Such an enjoyable track for me. And on track 6, Miss Sunshine, we got the most colorful music video yet, which all those vibrant colors makes me very happy to see him riding around. Having his band in the video is awesome because he took a lot of these guys like Slim and Baze and a couple other guys, you know, from his core and from back in his day, and they just made this together just like they used to. And a lot of this was recorded at MGK's home studio because of those tragic fires that spread in LA early in 2025. Emma Rosen is the one with the backing vocals on this track. She does a good job with the high pitched parts. Those are like my favorite. And you know what? Sober Life MGK actually is vibes. I just want to like sing this in concert, wave my hands, and I just want to hear a lot of these songs in concert because it'd be so enjoyable just being in that crowd. On the 7th track, Sweet Coraline, the verse actually starts about a legit fan coming up to MGK while he was on the street in New York smoking a cigarette with some of his crew, and this girl had one question to ask him, and she asked, "Why did you fumble, Megan Fox?" I couldn't believe that when I heard that in his podcast interview. That's just diabolical. That random fan did not get hit by a taxi, and she is now a part of an MGK song. Also, thank God that this was not a full-on Neil Diamond cover to the ballpark classic Sweet Caroline. Instead, it's one of the biggest highlights for me off the entire track list, with an absolute killer guitar break, one of the best, you know, instrumental moments standalone on the record, where you just have that da-na-na-na-na-na-na. On track 8, Indigo, Femme is actually those vocals you hear right away, and I just love the environment she brings, and it's also them reuniting since the track 53666 on Hotel Diablo back in the day, back when I became an MGK fan just before that album released. He finally brings in those hip-hop drums and then that Mac Miller kind of rap style that he gave us on that really great single BMXing. Verse 2 is a little bit deeper. It's more about his trauma. This track does end up extremely underrated for me because it does come off the best 3-track run on the album for me. Definitely let me know in the comments if you have another underrated 3-part run on this track list somewhere. But moving on to Starman, I cannot believe he said 7 billion people are on this earth. He's got to know that there's more than 7 billion by now, right? He honestly avoided saying a lot of stupid shit on this album compared to some of the pop punk and some of the past albums he's put out. I mean, the verse starts with me having to picture him naked, unfortunately. In the outro as well, those are just sick details that just add bonus points to the album's score for me. He's on that level of just, I don't care mainstream, raking in this money, putting out my music for my fans, because I don't need you people. My fans can sell out arenas and we can be the outsiders. We can be different together over here in our world. And that's how it feels sometimes being an MGK fan. You can tell right away on track 10, Tell Me What's Up, that this song is going to be tough and that it's going to tell us that we need the rap album next and we need this soon.
You obviously know, right, the next album is going to be a rap album.
Sure.
But MGK is so open with himself lyrically on this Lost Americana album that he just fully admits to watching porn and sinning and therefore donating extra in church because of it. In verse 2 and throughout a lot of his projects in the 2020s decade, he is going to talk about how the media and how most of the public has always treated him. And when he rapped about being forced into some genre even though he didn't want to pick a genre and that he's doing them all, which he stated in a tweet this year, which he definitely wasn't lying about at this point. He said this stuff with confidence, and then what did he do when this album came out? He followed through. There are a couple songs on the track list that I feel like are pretty standard, easy to listen to tracks that I found right away to be enjoyable, such as track 11, Can't Stay Here. The album to me tackles darker subjects as it goes on towards the second half of the album. To me, as a fan of this emo rock lane and kind of the former, emo side of the SoundCloud rap era, Juice WRLD, Ian Dior, Trippie Redd, when I hear songs like this, yes, they're just automatic for me. I knew it right away. You know he's dating Megan Fox, right? Or gonna marry her, I believe.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, right? Her Transformers role was amazing, agree?
I think about it all the time.
This guy knows. Check me out for a sec. Do you think I have a chance?
With Megan Fox.
Do you think I have a shot?
How old are you?
18 and a half.
Probably. If
You think I have a shot?
if she were to break up with MGK.
I'm gonna be in the crowd tonight. I'll be moshing. She's gonna
Think
see
she'll
me.
be here?
She's gonna see me.
She's gonna see you.
Yeah.
I will take that shot.
So you think I have a shot?
You could have a small shot.
That counts. Thank you. Turns out there's not a sample on track 12, Treading Water. It's just Mod Sun with his dumbass voice pitched up. And why does it actually sound so good? Seriously though, the second verse is actually one of the deepest on this album, where he strictly talks about the separation with Megan Fox. Looking at the kids' faces sitting in the driveway while I pack suitcases. But this is really the line that gets me. I broke this home, but I'll change for our daughter so she's not alone. And then bang into the drop. Like, come on, dude. You just feel all the emotions come down on you as well after feeling everything he just admitted and said sorry to. And the song's not done yet because after Rehab during November and then over Christmas into December, MGK punches in another verse, how he comes back out to this world attacking him and the internet just erupting with him after the split with Megan Fox with a newborn on the way. And now I feel like Lost Americana is a little bit of redemption for MGK. If you're a super fan that didn't cry there, you might have on this last track, the 13th and final track on the album, Orpheus. You just feel those cozy pianos and strings speak volumes to the overall sorrowness of this last track. This song is assisted by Megan Fox's songwriting as MGK sings the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. The Greek mythology story starts with Eurydice dying from a snake bite, so Orpheus wants to go to the underworld to bring back her soul. Hades, who is the king of the underworld, allowed this on only one condition, that Orpheus could not look into her eyes, which of course he did, sending her to the underworld forever. But with MGK, it just shows his sides of temptations and how things turned out with him and Megan. And because of this, for the rest of the song, MGK is just absolutely wrecked, and he's wishing that they're together in another realm. This relationship, the newborn daughter, the engagement, these are all very real things that I was actually really proud of MGK talking about and tackling on this album. I think I might say that this is his best written album, and it is the absolute strong suit for this project. It's coated with a nice pure sound, and it's not, over 20 tracks dragging out. So to pop up my tier list rating system for all of the album reviews I do here on the channel, I'm gonna go ahead and give MGK's Lost Americana album the amazing amazing tier with room to grow in the future. After a week of hearing this album, I will comfortably say that it is in my top 3, probably maybe even will inch its way to my second favorite MGK album, but I know for a fact that Tickets to My Downfall is certainly my number 1 MGK album after re-listening to it today. It just makes me so happy that that album still holds up so well ever since he made that transition originally to pop punk. MGK was the first ever artist I saw live in my hometown, Omaha, and hopefully we do get a tour announcement very soon because I would definitely see MGK and cop a ticket in a heartbeat. Lastly though, I just want to say thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of this review. Definitely comment down below what you guys thought of the video, and let me know in the comments down below your guys' favorite tracks and favorite moments from the album. I'll have more thoughts over on my Twitter and Instagram, so stay up to date with me there. Join the Frosty Flock on Discord and Twitch. It's a new chapter for us here on the channel. I'm excited to keep making videos for you guys, so stay tuned and peace.